Hi everyone, Ania here. In today's video, we're going to be working on warm-ups for forearm curl. You don't need any props, you just need your yoga mat. So whenever you're ready, unroll the mat and let's start. So forearm curl requires from us lots of strength, not just from the arms, but also from the forearms, from the wrists, and obviously lots of core. We're gonna warm up specific muscles for it. So whenever you're ready, let's start in child's pose. Your knees in child's pose can be a bit closer towards each other. If you have issues with the lower back, they can be open a bit wider. If you feel like you need to open your hips, let's from here bring the arms back, come to child's pose. Make sure that the palms are facing up. Forehead gently presses down to the floor. I'm going to keep my head off the floor so my mic is not going to start playing some games with me or tricks on me. Let's take a big inhale in here. Open your mouth, exhale. And again, inhale. Open your mouth, exhale. One more, inhale. This time on the exhale, we're going to relax the shoulders, but we're going to reach the arms up. As you're reaching your arms up, flex the wrists. And then slowly from here, release the hands down to the floor. Well, let's do 2 more times. Lift the arms up, flex the wrist, and release the hands down. 1 more. Reach the arms up, flex the wrist, release the hands down. Let's take a big inhale in here. Slide the torso a bit more forward. Tuck the toes under, and then release your head down to the floor, either on the forehead or gently roll above the hairline. Now reach with the hands for the edges of your feet and try to lift the hips, rounding your back. This is called rabbit pose. We're going to stay here for 1 full inhale. Then on the exhale, we're going to come back to child's pose. 2 more of those. Place it down. 1 more. Shift it more forward this time. Lift the hips. Reach the arms all the way up. Interlace the fingers and try to stretch the arms out. Slowly from here, come back to child's pose. Let's do that stretch 2 more times. Rabbit pose, round your back, reach the arms up. If you want, you can fidget your arms from side to side and then go back to child's pose. Last time. Rabbit pose, reach the arms up. And then slowly from here, come back to child's pose, reaching your arms forward on the fingertips. Now try to extend the arms, but scoop the shoulders back. You use pressure in the fingertips to actually shift the weight on the body into your toes, into the hips, adding extra stretch into the spine. And then from here, round your back and come up to table. But right away in table, lower your forearms down to the floor. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, round your back. Again, inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, round your back. 1 more. Arch the spine. And then round your back. This time, bring the knees closer towards each other. So every time I'm doing any pose that requires a bit of arching of my spine, let's say rounding my back, that's what we're going to be using for the curl. I always want to, as I'm coming back from the pose, go into opposite direction, trying to kind of reset everything in my body. So from here, as we're gonna round the back, this is what we're gonna be looking for in a curl. We're gonna arch the spine and this time kick the right knee back. Try to get the right knee a bit higher up, so you're activating the right leg, and then round your back as you're squeezing your right knee towards the tricep. And again, arch the spine, kick the knee back, and knee to the tricep. 1 more time. Knee kicks back, and then knee to the tricep. This time hold, stay here for 1, 2, and 3. Right knee goes down to the floor, arch the spine, then round your back. And as we're arching the spine, kick the left knee back. Round the back, knee to the tricep, and arch the spine, kick the knee back. Round your back, knee to the tricep, kick the knee back. One more time, knee to the tricep. This time we're gonna hold 1, 2, 3. Left knee goes back, arch the spine, release the knee down, just like extra stretching here. And then as we're here, we're gonna tuck the toes under, lift the knees off the floor. Take a big inhale in here, open your knees a little bit wider, sink your hips, a little bit of bouncing in here, rounding the back, tucking the tailbone. Make sure you're not feeling any tension in the neck. If you do, push the weight even more towards the hips, and then release the knees down to the floor. Now, from here, we're gonna lift the left forearm, the left hand off the floor. We're gonna spin it to this side, so we're gonna bring the left hand on your right elbow. Hold on to that right elbow with the left hand. Ground the left elbow, toes tucked under. We're gonna lift the knees off the floor. We're gonna spin them to the right. Come back to center. Release your knees down as lightly as you can. Release the left forearm down. Switch around, so right hand is reaching for the left elbow. Toes tucked under. Lift the knees up. Spin to the left. Come back to center. Lengthen your chest. A little bit of arching. Release. So this time, let's bring both hands on the opposite elbows. Take an inhale in here, tuck the toes under. Lift the knees up. Knees to the right. Come back to center, raise it down. Switch opposite forearm. Knees up. Shift it to the left. Come back to center. Release it down. Again, switch the forearms around. Lift the knees. Shift to the right this time. Knees, hips are moving back, knees a little more bent. Shift forward, arch the spine, and then as low as you can, circle the knees to the center. Arch the spine. And then again, lift the knees. Move to the left. Shift it back. And as you're coming back with the hips forward, round your back. Come up to center. Release the knees down. From here, we're gonna slide the knees a little bit closer towards the elbows. Toes tucked under. Round your back. Lift the knees off the floor. Find dolphin position. Knees are bending here. Feet are not getting too close. In regular dolphin, I would allow you to bring your feet a little bit closer or a little bit wider, whatever feels comfortable, but keep the knees hip distance apart in here. And then walk them a little bit more forward. Now start rounding your back, sink your hips, open your knees wider. So you're going to like a deep squat. Circle the knees to the center, lift hips up. Open your knees wider, sink your hips down, circle the knees forward. So this is the action you're going to be looking for as you're getting into that crawl. One more time, knees sinking down, knees to the center, release your knees down. Come up. Let's bring your forearms down to the floor. Slide the knees further back. We're going to open the chest one more time or two more times. Shift the hips back, lift the forearms, bring your hands behind the neck. Try to feel like you're pushing the weight towards the heels, trying to sinking your hips a little bit lower. And again, trying to find the length in the spine. Nice big inhale in here, nice slow exhale. And then come up to forearm table. Let's take a big inhale in here. Cross the forearms again. This is what we're actually working for, right? This is warming up for that full variation of the pose. Lift the knees up. Walk the feet a little bit closer. Bring them a little bit closer towards each other. Bend your knees. Find a deep squat. Take a big inhale in here. On the exhale, round your back. Bring your right knee to the right tricep. Hugging it. So the right knee taps to the tricep. Lift the right foot. Ready, sit down. Let's move with the other side. Left knee circles forward to the left tricep. Lift it up. Ready, sit down. Now take a big inhale in here. Slide the hands maybe a little bit closer towards the feet, or feet closer towards the forearms. Round your back. Shift forward. Tap the knees towards the tricep. Don't lift your feet off the floor, just round your back. So you have for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shift away towards your heels. Bring your forearms down to the floor. Lift your elbows. A little bit of arching in the spine to try to kind of neutralize everything. Release your knees down to the floor. Find your way to child's pose. So one more thing before we go try to get into the full pose. I'm going to lift the left arm, thread through right underneath the belly. We're going to hook the left elbow behind the right one. See if you can find a little bit of extension here. So make sure the left shoulder is not coming to the right. The left shoulder is actually resisting. Left hand can tap towards the right one first. Then the left hand is going to go towards the right shoulder as you're trying to find the stretch in the both sides of your torso, relaxing the head on the left ear or slightly above the left ear. Now, there is a tendency for the hips to misalign. So make sure you realign your hips by pushing your hips, right hip specifically, slightly back, finding the extra length in the both sides of your torso. Inhale, come back to center. Left forearm down. Right arm comes underneath. Right elbow hooks behind the left one. Tap your right hand towards the left one so you're finding that extra length and resistance with the right shoulder. And then release the head down as the right hand comes towards the left elbow. In this case, probably the left hip wants to come a little bit closer. Try to scoop that left hip back, looking for the length in the left side of the torso. Just a couple of breaths in here. And then come up to center. Forearms down to the floor. We're gonna cross again, bringing the hands on the opposite elbows, forearms down, toes tucked under, round your back. So right away in here, you're arching your spine. You feel like your belly is engaging in, tailbone is tucking under, lift the knees off the floor and start walking your feet closer and closer towards the forearms. Bend the knees, find a deep squat. And then whenever you're ready, start leaning forward. So from here, we're gonna open the knees wider first and circle the knees forward, trying to tap them towards the tricep and see if you can lean forward, lifting at least 1 foot off the floor. Ready, sit down. Come back to squat. Let's move to the other side. Circle the knees forward again. This time maybe opposite foot off the floor. Round your back. Ready, sit down. Let's take a nice big inhale in here and see if we can go into full pose. Forearms pressing down. Arch the spine, round your back. Lean forward. Hug your knees towards the tricep. And then see if you can lift the feet off the floor, pointing your toes and hugging your heels towards the glute. If you fall, that's okay. It's a part of the process. Okay, let's try one more time. So every time you finish with the crow, you want to add a little bit of arching, a little bit of rounding, a little bit of movement of the spine from side to side. I like to fidget a lot, so it kind of feels like my body needs it. So if your body needs it, fidget as much as you want. And let's try one more time. This time, switch the forearm. So make sure there is opposite forearm in front. If you remember which forearm you had before, lean forward. Again, hug the knees to the triceps. Round your back. Lean forward as much as you can. Lift the feet. Good. Release your feet down. And slowly from here, find your way to sit. Straighten the legs. Or at least slide the legs forward. Keep the knees bent. And make sure you're relaxing your belly in between your thighs, dropping the head down. From there, just a little bit of movement in the neck. Considering that we did probably use a little bit of tension in it. And then whenever you're ready, roll yourself all the way down to Shavasana.